Hey folks, LTZ here with another tips for artists. And this particular tip, number 2, is for those of you who are considering selling your work, as well as those of you who've been doing it for a little while, all the way to those who might be doing it for quite a while, but haven't quite tackled the issues I'm going to talk about today. So hopefully be inspiring for all of you. And what I want to talk about is something that I do see no matter where I go, any kind of art festival or event, fair, anywhere in the world that I've been to, I always see the issue where prints are not properly packaged and they lack any sort of identification and they might not even be signed. But let's back up a moment. Let's talk about prints. But not too much because I get really excited about prints. I'm a printmaker by degree. And so I have a long-term fascination with prints and we can get really into detail. But I'm going to back it up to just why prints? Why do we have prints? Well, original art, right, especially traditional media art, takes a long time to make, right? Whether it's a few days, a few years, everything in between. You make just one of them. That means that when you sell it, it's at a higher price point, or maybe you don't want to sell it at all, right? Prints make this kind of art available. Also, if you're doing digital originals, right, there is no original that you can easily get out into the world. You have to use prints. Photography is already kind of into the print process as well, but you can still benefit from what I'm going to talk about today. So prints allows your work to be made in multiples, brought out into the world, available in different sizes, different media, whether you're doing note cards or offset prints or giclée or hand embellished prints, right? There's a wide range of prints that are available that you can do. I'm just going to talk about the kind of basic print, maybe like an offset or a fancier sign print, right? But most often it's the offset, right? Maybe even using an inkjet process right here. This is an 8x10 print. This comes signed by me. It is in a clear sleeve, right? That's sealed. It comes on or packaged with a acid-free kind of chipboard. It's recycled. It's okay to store in art for a fairly long time. And it also comes with a little identification, a little piece of paper that tells you all about me. So for those of you starting out, it might be really tempting just to throw your art in a plastic bag of some sort, even Ziploc bag. I can't say I might have done that in a very early day. And unfortunately, even though it might be affordable right off the bat, it makes your art look like crap. Like it doesn't do any good. Like your art can be amazing, but you're putting it in a bag that's kind of bruised up and it's hard to see and it's not protecting the art properly, right? That one is going to detract from sales. 2, you might be like, well, I don't have proper backing board, but there's cardboard, so I'm just going to cut up these boxes and put that in there. And while there might be some cardboard that can be cut nicely and look okay for a bit, most of it looks pretty janky, right? And it's not acid-free. It's meant to be disposable, recyclable, deteriorating kind of as quickly as possible once it's been used past its purpose. So you know, it already makes your art look not so great, right? With when you've got like corrugated board happening like right behind your print. So what's great about these little boards here and these bags, so these bags here I get from Clear Bags. Variety sizes available through their site, different kinds, sleeves, envelopes, all sorts of stuff, different thicknesses, as well as the boards themselves. And Clear Bags, if you would like to do additional sponsorship for me, I would love to hear from you because I buy a lot of your product. So easy to get these, right? I think these bags come in packages of 100, and then the boards themselves 25, 50, something like that, depending on what they are. So depending on how many prints you have, that could last you a long time. And for the investment of anywhere from 25 cents to $1 per print, right? You're going to see that return immediately in your work because people are going to be more attracted to professionally packaged art. So packaging, important. Next part, sign your work, right? Now, I have open editions on my offset prints. That means once it goes into here, right before I sign it, right? My art doesn't get signed until it goes into the little baggie. That's a little bit different than my limited edition prints, where once I get them, I sign them all and that's it, right? There's not going to be any more made. But these open edition, I can make as many as I want, but it's still signed, which gives a personal connection for the person buying it, so that the artist has signed it. It's also a good security thing, like your signature attached to your art. I know some people are like, oh, it's a bad thing, that's a bad security feature. Don't overthink this. Right? Most of us, our artist signature is different from our business signature as well. It might even be a different name. So signing the art gives another perceived added value to your work and makes it harder for people to steal your work. Yeah. And then the last part is the personal information. Now, this can be a business card where you're just throwing a business card in the back. I have a little paper sheet. This is a quarter sheet. I just started doing 1/8 sheets. This is my new one. These are uncut, right? This is just an 8.5 by 11 letter size paper that I'm going to slice up on my paper cutter and goes right in here. And what's great about this is no matter where this art goes, my information is going with it. So you might be already saying, well, I give my customers a business card in the bag. So it doesn't matter that my info is not on there. Y'all, that business card, that sticker is on its own trajectory into space, right? Some people are really good and manage to like tuck it back into here. That's usually me. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to lose this. But average people, that's it. Like the bag is going to be recycled, given to a friend, onward. The art is going somewhere else, and never the twain shall meet. So by putting your information in the back of your art, they stay together. So whether this is going to go to the framers, and as a picture framer in the past, I would often take this information and put it on the back of the frame piece so that it stays together with the art. If this is a gift, the person who receives it can find out more about the artist. I guarantee this generates more sales than almost anything, right? Being able to identify the artist who did the work and find out more about them and where to go. And mine just has a quick little who I am, a little bit about my training, and my website, where to find me, right? Social media, whatever it is. Having that information, really priceless. And the bonus point of printing it on paper is this isn't as costly as those business cards, especially if you're doing fancy business cards, right? It's just a sheet of paper. It doesn't add any additional weight, but yet it's archival. It's easy to stick. It also makes it easier to stick on the back of a frame piece as well with just a little bit of glue or tape. So that makes it really handy. So if you are selling your art, package it so that it has its best foot forward, and put it in a good sleeve, protective sleeve. This will allow for less damage of the art in a long time. That's the other thing to think about, right? If your art is in meh kind of packaging, it's more likely to get damaged out in the world, whether you're shipping it or people are flipping through it at an event. The wear and tear happens, and it happens very quickly. Somebody can spill something, even though they're not supposed to have beverages. Whether it's wine, coffee, water, children, dogs, anything can happen to your art at an event. So protecting it means that you're also protecting your art and your investment. So that investment is worth to protect. So do that with your art. Sign your work, right? Give it just that little bit more of oomph, and include some information about you, because people love personal connection. They want to know more about you, and when they want more art or want to see what you're up to and find your social media, there it is right there. Nobody has to go find a bag with a card that's been separated and is now in another room or another life. So okay, this one went a little bit long, but there's a lot of information in there. I hope you found this useful. If you have any other tips or tricks that you would like to include, put those in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe or follow depending on which media you are seeing this on. Thanks so much. Bye.